about. All-Star break is coming up. What is that? Mid-February, right? Second, third week of February. Now the votes are coming out already. Is there any particular names that say that guy is for sure an all-star, or this guy should really be considered that wasn't considered before? Like, how do you see the top looking, and how do you look at the surprises that that guy had a good year, he deserves, kind of thing?
Well, I'm a big advocate of when it comes to the All Star, at least when the starters. Like, I liked when I know some fans are probably gonna kill me for this, but I liked it when the fans got to choose the starting five. Like, I don't like how
Yeah.
it's 50% fans, 25% coaches, 25% players. I think
Mm,
I think the fans are the consumers of the NBA, and this is the one
yeah.
time where they get a say into something. So
Hmm.
they should have been able to say, okay, I want X, Y, and Z. So I typically like to follow what the fans like to say. Um,
Yeah.
so you know what I'm trying to say. So I think for the front court, they want Giannis in the East, Jason Tatum, and who am I missing? Karl Anthony Towns, right? I have
Hmm.
no problems with those three guys. They're probably the three best front court players this season in the East. No problem with
Hmm.
that. In the East now, I know a lot of people want LaMelo to start. That's where I disagree. Just because the Hornets have not been playing that well, that's not his fault. And All Star break is not typically about team record, but we do use team record to a certain extent. But they want LaMelo in. I rather put Brunson and Donovan Mitchell as my starters in the East. I don't know what you're thinking about that, but yeah, I typically just go for the starters anyways. I go, who do the fans want? Because it's for the fans. It's a one time exhibition game. Stats don't matter. I typically go for like team record and maybe like your value to your team when it comes to the reserves. I'm like, okay, like you're doing well with that team, blah blah
Mm,
blah, and just take it from there. But that's how I've always looked at it, anyways.
true. I think I'm very shallow with it. I'm not
Chris
gonna
is
lie.
shallow.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite shallow with it. If you're
True, true.
doing dirt, you could be 0-41 by the time the All-Star break rolls around. If you're eating food, I want to see you in that game. So I think
Fair enough.
I think I would put Lamelo there because he's eating food, and obviously, yes, winning and all those other things are aspects. I think another one is like kind of the show that you could bring as well.
Yeah,
Lamelo is a very exciting player, so it'd be good to see him like get a lot of playing time in an All Star kind of caliber game. He'll do the legs alley oop, or he'll give people a show. Um, Donovan Mitchell is deserving for sure. I think a little bit more than Brunson because Brunson has a little bit more help. They're both leaders on their team, but I mean, like
1A, 1B.
Cat's doing, like Donovan Mitchell is probably the only All Star on this team. Like everyone's kind
Mm,
of border. Garland's border, but he won't make it.
well,
Jared
hold on.
Allen, maybe.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you something quickly. A lot of people think that there should be four All Stars for the Cleveland Cavaliers just because of their record. Like,
I don't believe
remember
in
the
that
Celtics?
Atlanta. I don't believe in that Atlanta
The
Hawks
Celtics did it.
nonsense.
The Hawks did
I
it.
hate that. Detroit did it. No.
Did it. Yo, Detroit was
I'm
horrible. I was like,
shallow. I'm
yeah,
shallow. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'm shallow with that,
But like,
man.
I don't know. You know what? I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying like, but like, isn't this part of like incentivizing people to do well in the NBA, which in turn their team does well? Like, I understand the whole like, yeah, let's bring the best showman into the game so we can play, but like, you don't think that matters in the sense of like team record? Like I don't want to harp on the team record part. I'm just saying though, like, if a man is 0-41, like, are we really gonna reward him by being All Star? If you're 0-41 and you're scoring like 30 points a game, like it's like, bro, you're probably the reason why we're not winning a game, if anything. But no, I hear what you're saying though.
True. I mean, yeah, 0-41 is drastic. Like you have to
No,
be
I know, I
winning
know, I
some
know.
game. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know.
you have to come through for us for some games to make sure we, like your point production can't be in vain completely. For 0-41 is crazy. But I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell is the only All Star on that team. Maybe Garrett Allen because big men are kind of light in the East.
True.
Um,
That's true.
because I think he was before. I think he was last year, the year before. I'll give it to him again, whatever. But I like New York. You have two bona fide All Stars, right? So that's why I put Mitchell over Brunson this year so far. He's doing a little bit
Mm.
more. Although both teams are well rounded, realistically, but Lamelo over both of them, to be honest, just because the point production, the style of play, um, and just because I like as you said, I like to give the vote the decision to the fans completely. Lamelo's for the fans, like more than any of those other guys. So he's my shoe, and one that I think is deserving. For Miami Heat, Tyler Hero. I think he's been playing really good this year. Maybe borderline. He may not. He may be one of the reserves, last reserves, or someone's injured and he gets put on the team later. Would it be nice to see? That's someone that I think kind of stood out a little bit this year. For a team
How
that
about the West? The other West is my bad. I mean,
it's all good.
do you think Wemby's a starter? Front court starter?
I'm okay with either. I'm okay
Hmm.
with either because for those same reasons, like the production and the style of play, like it'd be fun to see. Like people want to see that. Um, I don't think the stats are completely there. He's averaging like 25 and 10, which is good,
It's
but like
for him.
yeah, it's yeah, like we a 30 and 15, you're an all star for sure, kind of thing. Like there's a lot of 24 and 10 guys
You're
in that
right.
size, right? So like it's really up in the air. You could be a bench, you could be a starter, realistically. So for front or for backcourt, SGA for sure,
For
right?
sure.
Steph, although just for the show, like and when you're those three are gonna be all stars until they're done, just like how Michael Jordan was an all star, Kobe Bryant was an all star. Like the KD, LeBron, and Steph are gonna be all stars until they retire, right?
Always. Yep.
So it's gonna be rough to maybe see Steph probably get benched. I think is he leading or
I
he's
think
definitely not one. He's not one.
him and Shea are leading right now voters,
Yeah, he's
and
probably
I
second
think
behind
Anthony
Shea.
Edwards is third. I could be wrong, but I think. Which who I would go with? I would go with more Shea and Anthony Edwards. To be honest,
Yeah,
I'd bench Steph. I think Anthony Edwards is playing individually. He's playing better than Steph Curry this
for
year.
sure. No,
And
you're right.
but I wouldn't
That's
be
only
mad if
fair.
Steph if but like I wouldn't be mad if Steph starts at the same time. Like I feel like Anthony Edwards and Steph Curry on an individual basis. I don't think people would be mad if either or were to start the game.
AE is deserving more this year. And yeah, AE's playing better than Steph this year for sure. So, but of course, Steph is Steph. So, but it is that time where it's like, okay, we got to start making you come off the bench for the All Star. Like, if not this year, the year
Mm.
after. Like, this is the time. This is the shift. Like, you know what I mean? So, and they
But I
know
mean he
their time is coming. So
I mean he probably would be benched if Luca wasn't injured because Luca probably definitely would be
there you go. There's another one.
like he definitely would probably be top one and then I mean top one or top two and then you have Shea. So yeah, so Steph, yeah, you're right. As long as players don't get injured, Steph probably will be benched in the All Star game next year.
Any other kind of surprises in the West that you think is deserving?
You think Kevin Durant's deserving to start? Because I think right now he's third in voting, if I'm not mistaken. I have it right here. Yeah, Kevin Durant's third in
Mm.
fan voting for front court, so he'd start along LeBron and Jokic. So I don't know. I'd rather put Wemby in that slot, me personally, just because again, I know it's not a team record thing, but like or like whatever, but Wemby like he plays great defense.
Yeah.
So like he does something very very well in the league where you can credit him for that, whatever. Kevin Durant has been injured. The Suns have been playing very poorly and stuff like that. But it's Kevin Durant. You know what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say? Like, how do you say bench Kevin Durant for Wemby? Like, unless Wemby's team was obviously heads and shoulder better, but they're not even in the play-in right now.
They're
So
not even like yeah, they're not even like doing dirt like that. So
yeah, so it's
uh yeah. That one's in the air, but and Katie has a little bit more like, all-star life than maybe like a Curry, to be honest. Because he's still, putting up 27. Curry's averaging like probably 21 this year or something like that, 21,
something
22.
yeah, something like
So,
that. Yeah.
the downtrend is coming, which is natural, but soon, next couple years, KD and LeBron should be coming off the bench, right?
It's never gonna
LeBron's
happen.
gonna start.
Yeah, it probably won't happen because he's probably gonna boogie in 2 years anyways.
LA, yeah.
So like that's probably not gonna happen. But that's fair. What about on Boston?
Ooh,
In there?
I guess just Tatum this year. I think Tatum's only been the most consistent player, even though Boston hasn't been playing super consistent as last year. But Jaylen Brown is inconsistent. Drew Holiday regressed. Porzingis he's playing okay.